Y'all, Tracy Edmonds just took a swipe at Karrueche Tran, and she did not hold back. After weeks of whispers about Karrueche and Deion Sanders getting close, Tracy finally broke her silence with a shady message that fans say was aimed directly at the woman who allegedly slid into her spot. And the way she worded it? Definitely savage. The post dropped just as Karrueche and Deion hard-launched their relationship, setting off alarms that this overlap wasn't exactly clean. Now people are digging into the timeline, and it's not looking good. Sources say Tracy and Deion's breakup wasn't as final as it seemed, and Karrueche may have jumped in while the door was still open. Tracy's message was short, cold, and calculated, but it said everything. She's done playing nice. And if Karrueche thought this would blow over quietly, she might want to think again. So did Karrueche really steal Deion? Or is this just Tracy letting everybody know she's still watching and holding receipts? Either way, this love triangle just exploded. Let's get into it. There've been whispers for a while now that Karrueche and Deion might be a little more than just friends, but no one thought Tracy Edmonds would still be pressed, until now. Because out of nowhere, Tracy just made it very clear she hasn't moved on as peacefully as everyone assumed. And honestly, if Karrueche really started creeping around with Deion while he was still engaged to Tracy, this isn't just messy, it's betrayal with a twist. What makes it even wilder? Tracy and Karrueche weren't strangers. They were actually kinda cool. So if Tracy's shade is what it looks like, then this wasn't just a rebound situation. It could have been a full-on friendship flip. And Tracy just gave us the first public clue that she's still fuming over it. Here's where it gets even more suspicious. A few months back, fans clocked Karrueche in the background at the NFL draft, standing real close to Deion's circle while his son Shadur was taking the spotlight. That one moment kicked up a firestorm of speculation because, was Karrueche with the son, or with the daddy? And why was she even there to begin with?
I don't know.
But before Tracy's shade set everything on fire, there had already been quiet rumblings that Karrueche and Deion were seeing each other on the low. Nothing official, nothing confirmed, just enough suspicious sightings to keep the gossip mill spinning. Word was, they were trying to keep it under wraps until the timing felt right to go public. But even back then, fans weren't buying it. People were already side-eyeing the whole situation, and for good reason. See, there's a 21-year age gap between them. Karrueche is actually closer in age to Deion's kids than she is to Deion himself, and that fact did not go unnoticed. So when the rumors first started, it wasn't just about whether they were dating, it was about why. And now, with Tracy's shade adding a whole new layer to the story, fans are questioning if this relationship might have been built on something shady. Way shadier than anyone thought. But all the guessing pretty much ended when that video of Karrueche went viral. That's when people realized it wasn't just a rumor anymore. She and Deion were definitely locked in together. And the timing of that video made it even more dramatic. Deion had just been diagnosed with bladder cancer, and was preparing for a major surgery where doctors would remove his bladder and build a new one from part of his small intestine. This was a serious procedure, a lot to process, and a huge test of commitment. But Karrueche was right there, front and center in the video. She broke down crying while talking to the camera about everything that was happening, clearly emotional about how hard and scary it all felt. And even though Deion came across calm, Karrueche kept saying, "We're about to go into surgery." Not just him, we. It was giving full-on ride or die, we energy.
We are at the hospital because we are dealing with we are dealing with bladder cancer. And he is having his bladder removed, and they will create a new bladder with one of his intestines. And this option was, I guess, the best because it fully removes the cancer to ensure that it doesn't come back, because it was close to his muscle. So yeah, we are here to fully remove the bladder.
Texting the boys. It's their first day of practice today, and I'm excited.
But she wasn't just showing up for the cameras. Karrueche was at Deion's doctor's appointments, checking in with his trainer, and fully stepping into the role of supportive girlfriend. And honestly, hard launching a relationship with hospital visits and a cancer diagnosis is kind of wild. But that's exactly what happened. No soft launch, no subtle hints, just straight into life or death territory. If that's how their story starts, then I guess it works for them. Fans, however, aren't exactly sold. The internet had plenty to say about it. Comments started flying like, Deion Sanders pulled Karrueche with toes and adult diapers. He prime time for real. And watching that Deion Sanders video and seeing Karrueche was random AF. That still got me weak. I was like, what the? Then Antonio Brown jumped into the mess, posting, Karrueche baby, this man don't have a bladder or toes. What are you doing? And if you thought it stopped there, nope. Things only got messier. After Deion's surgery, reports surfaced that he's been dealing with incontinence, which is actually pretty normal given the type of procedure he had. Yes, that means adult diapers, a standard recovery step, but still a lot to manage. And here's where it gets extra spicy. Rumor has it Deion didn't hire a nurse or professional caretaker. Instead, he allegedly has Karrueche handling everything, day in day out, literally helping him through the mess as the supposed love of his life. Girl, I hope you in the will, because what? Your love don't cost a thing. But here's the kicker. During a recent interview, Deion was asked point blank about his situation with Karrueche, and instead of giving a straight answer, he pulled the oldest trick in the book, pretending he was having technical issues. So now people are asking, if Karrueche's really doing all this for him behind the scenes, why won't he claim her with his chest in public?
That's why I'm gonna let you go, Coach. Don't kill the messenger. Everyone seen Karrueche by your side during your hospital visit. Everyone wants to know what friendship is.
We got a bad connection. I got a bad. I can't.
You gotta go.
I can't back.
Shout out to Coach Prime, man. Coach Prime, man. Clap it up for Coach Prime, man. Coach Prime is wonderful, man. Got a bad connection, baby. Karrueche.
Now, we all thought that was going to be the peak of drama. I mean, what could possibly top Karrueche playing nurse, showing up to doctor's visits, sticking by Deion through cancer recovery, only for him not to even claim her? Y'all remember how Deion and Karrueche kept things low-key for months, dodging questions and avoiding going public? Well, turns out that wasn't just about privacy. According to Tracy, the real reason is way messier. Karrueche allegedly got with Deion while he was still with her. And the silence? That was to avoid Karrueche being stamped as a homewrecker. Because as Tracy put it, these hoes ain't loyal. But wait, it gets spicier. Tracy's best friend Claudia Jordan jumped in and poured even more gasoline on the fire during an interview. Claudia claimed Tracy had been suspicious for a while. She felt Karrueche was hovering a little too close to Deion, almost like she was circling, just waiting for her moment to pounce. Tracy's instincts were screaming that something was off, and she wanted answers. So, she did what any woman in her shoes would do. She went straight to the source. A little woman-to-woman sit down. Tracy confronted Karrueche about what was really going on with Deion. But here's the kicker. According to Claudia, Karrueche denied everything. Told Tracy there was nothing happening, that she had nothing to worry about, and that it was all in her head. And now, with the truth unraveling in real time, fans are looking back and realizing Tracy's gut was probably right all along.
Somebody better say something.
Listen, I'm good friends with Tracy Edmonds. And I do remember Tracy hearing rumors about Karrueche possibly dating Deion. So she saw her at an event. I think it was Niecy Nash's event. And she, calmly, just in conversation with her, she asked her if she was dating Deion, and she said no. She laughed it off and said no. So, it was kind of like to hear it and to see this now. But look at them too. Like they look very cozy, like they were friends. Like that's Tracy and Karrueche.
Claudia, I can see the picture.
Not only did Karrueche allegedly get involved with a man she knew was already taken, but she did it while he was dating someone who actually considered her a friend. And here's where it gets even messier, because Karrueche and Tracy had a relationship. They weren't just industry acquaintances. Tracy genuinely tried to look out for her. She even helped boost Karrueche's acting career, going out of her way to get her cast in the series Games People Play, and pushing behind the scenes to secure her a spot as a series regular. So the fact that Karrueche allegedly turned around and took Tracy's man after all that? Yes, these hoes ain't loyal. This wasn't just betrayal. It was betrayal wrapped in fake friendship, career favors, and straight-up audacity. To be fair, Tracy and Deion's relationship wasn't exactly smooth sailing. They had plenty of issues, most of them tied to one thing. Deion couldn't seem to keep it in his pants. Rumors of him cheating were constant. One name that kept surfacing was Kiana Alish, a fitness instructor 27 years younger than him. But she wasn't the only one. According to reports, Karrueche was also among the women he was allegedly messing with behind Tracy's back. That revelation was the final straw. After everything she had put up with, finding out Karrueche was involved felt like the ultimate betrayal. Tracy officially ended the engagement and took to social media to make sure everyone knew it was her decision. In her statement, she wrote, "I want to clarify that it was my decision to end the relationship despite any different narratives being presented. I've chosen to prioritize myself and my family, moving forward toward a future where I am valued, treated with honesty, and free to embrace the happiness and respect I deserve." But here's the reality. Tracy probably should have known what she was getting into. Deion's track record has never been clean. His second wife, Pilar Sanders, openly called him a chronic cheater, and even exposed him for allegedly hooking up with an 18-year-old while they were still married. According to her, when the media caught wind of the inappropriate messages, Deion leaked news of their divorce to distract from the scandal. And the worst part? Pilar said she had no idea a divorce was even happening. She didn't know their marriage was in trouble, and was blindsided when the news broke, finding out alongside the rest of the world. In her interviews, Pilar revealed just how manipulative Deion was. She recalled, "I found out one of the mainstream outlets was breaking a story about him cheating with an 18-year-old girl. He told me it wasn't true, but when a smaller outlet proved it, he said it didn't matter because we were going to get a divorce anyway." The announcement hit Facebook before Pilar even knew it was real. She explained that she realized their divorce was the only story big enough to cover up his cheating scandal. After that, she claimed he started forcing her out of the house, moving her belongings to the garage, having people, even kids, help her move things out. It wasn't just messy, it was calculated, cruel, and completely one-sided. Pilar was blindsided, humiliated, and pushed out of her own home. But here's where the tea boils over. According to Pilar, Tracy Edmonds wasn't just a future fiancé who came into the picture later. She was allegedly one of the women Deion cheated with during their marriage. Yes, you heard that right. Pilar actually named Tracy in her lawsuit against him. Court documents reportedly listed her among the women Pilar wanted deposed as Deion's mistresses. If those claims are true, then Tracy wasn't just betrayed years later by Karrueche. She might have once been the other woman herself. Talk about a full circle twist. Of course, Tracy denied Pilar's accusations, saying, "I am shocked to learn that Pilar Sanders is trying to drag me and my employees through her prenuptial dispute. I cannot understand why she continues to create public issues out of her private life issues. And I feel sorry for their children." Still, the legal documents exist, and fans connected the dots years later. That denial hasn't stopped speculation. especially now that karma named Karrueche is being accused of doing to Tracy what Tracy was once accused of doing to Pilar. Pilar has never backed down from her claims and continues to insist Tracy was one of Deion's side pieces, which is exactly why some people don't feel sorry for Tracy now. After all, what goes around comes back around. And insiders say Tracy may not be as hands-off as she wants people to believe. Word on the street is that she encouraged her bestie Claudia Jordan to publicly throw shade at Karrueche, so she wouldn't have to get dragged herself. After all, it wouldn't look too good for her to call Karrueche a homewrecker when people still believe she once played the same role in Pilar's marriage. But Tracy's accusations go deeper. She allegedly believes Karrueche isn't with Deion for love at all, but for money. In her words, there's no love in Karrueche's eyes, just dollar signs. According to insiders, she thinks Karrueche is playing the long game, sticking around, nursing Deion through health battles, gaining his trust, and hoping to lock him into marriage without a prenup, or at least in a way that lets her challenge it later. And when you look at Karrueche's dating history, it's not hard to see why Tracy feels this way. From Chris Brown to John Wall to Ray J, Victor Cruz, Memphis Depay, and even Quavo. Every name has one thing in common: money. What really has fans raising eyebrows is her history with Quavo. Reports claim Karrueche was friends with his ex, Saweetie, and still allegedly started an affair with him behind her back. That pattern of befriending the woman and then sliding into the man is exactly what Tracy says happened with her and Deion. Fans are connecting the dots. Karrueche seems to always end up with wealthy men, often already involved, and somehow in the middle of messy entanglements. From Tracy's perspective, this isn't a love story, it's a setup. She says Karrueche is running the same playbook with Deion. Get close, build trust, lock him down, cash out. So now that Tracy has fired her shot, everyone's waiting to see if Karrueche claps back, or if she's too busy playing house with Deion to care. But one thing's clear, Tracy usually stays quiet. The fact that she's speaking now means she wants to shake the room. And if this was just her soft warning, what's coming next might just blow the lid all the way off. Because one thing's for sure, two things for certain: these hoes ain't loyal.